Every Christmas, families around the world gather around a table. Different countries, different traditions, different climates, different dishes. But behind each Christmas meal, there is a meaningful story of family, memory, and time. In the United States, Christmas is a time when families come back to share a table together. And at the center of the table, roast turkey or baked Christmas ham very often appears. Turkey is native to North America, easy to raise, and suitable for large family meals. From the early days of settlement, turkey gradually became a familiar choice for year-end meals. Later, as life became more stable, baked ham appeared alongside it, carrying the meaning of abundance and reassurance during winter. Over time, both dishes became familiar images of American Christmas. The special part is not the seasoning, but the waiting. The oven stays on for many hours. People pass by the kitchen, talk, and help each other prepare. The Christmas meal helps Americans rediscover the feeling of family. No one eats alone, no one is left behind, and differences are temporarily set aside. In the United Kingdom, Christmas is closely associated with Christmas pudding, a traditional dessert usually served at the end of the meal. For many families, it is not just a dessert, but a ritual that closes the holiday evening. Christmas pudding is often made weeks, sometimes even months before Christmas, using dried fruits, spices, and alcohol, then left to rest over time. This tradition comes from Old England, when winters were long and harsh, and people believed time would make everything better. On Christmas night, the pudding is reheated, doused with alcohol, and set aflame when brought to the table. The special part of Christmas pudding is not the sweetness, but the waiting. A whole year of preparation for a single moment. When the flame rises, families often fall silent for a few seconds, as if the time of the old year is gently closing. For the British, this dessert reminds them that good things do not come immediately, but with patience, they arrive at the right time. In Germany, Christmas is often mentioned together with Stollen, a fruit bread covered in white sugar like snow. It is a traditional pastry closely linked to winter and the final days of the year. Stollen originated in medieval Germany, when fruit bread was made to last through the long winter months. Over time, the recipe was enriched with butter and dried fruits, then covered with white sugar, symbolizing the warmth hidden beneath the snow of winter. Stollen is not a bread made in haste. Many families bake it early, weeks before Christmas, then wrap it carefully and let it mature over time. This tradition developed during long European winters, when fresh ingredients were scarce, but time was plentiful. When Stollen is cut during Christmas, the soft interior beneath the white sugar brings a sense of warmth in the cold season. The special meaning of Stollen lies in the belief that good things often need time to take shape. In France, Christmas often comes to a close with Bûche de Noël, the familiar Yule log cake. Its shape comes from an old tradition when families brought large logs into their homes to keep warm throughout winter. As fireplaces became less common in modern life, the French preserved that memory through dessert. The real log became a cake log. Real fire turned into sweetness. When Bûche de Noël is placed on the table, it often marks the final moments of the celebration. The meaning of this cake lies in how memories are preserved through form without needing many words. In Italy, Christmas is often not centered on a single dish, but unfolds as a sequence of rituals over 2 days. On the night of December 24th, many families share a fish-based meal, commonly known as the Feast of the Seven Fishes, as a way of restraint and spiritual preparation for the main celebration. On December 25th, Panettone appears on the table as a representative Christmas dessert in Italy. This cake originated in northern Italy and gradually became a symbol of sharing and togetherness during the holiday season. The tall, airy cake is sliced and shared among everyone. One side reflects mindful restraint, the other represents complete joy. For many Italian families, Christmas is a balance between faith and daily life, between discipline and celebration. Christmas brings Italian families together around the table for long hours. They eat, talk, and share dessert together. In Austria, Christmas is often closely associated with roast goose, known as Weihnachtsgans. Historically, geese were raised throughout the year and reached their best quality in late autumn and early winter, so they were usually reserved for special occasions. In Catholic tradition, the period before Christmas is Advent, a time of waiting and restraint. For that reason, the main Christmas meal is meant to be abundant, marking the end of that long anticipation. Roast goose came to represent warmth and comfort after the long winter months. The dish is slowly roasted for many hours and served with simple side dishes, allowing the family to remain seated together at the table for longer. For many Austrian families, Weihnachtsgans is not an everyday meal. It is a dish prepared when everyone is present. Christmas, therefore, is not only about good food, but about coming together. In Russia, Orthodox Christmas often begins with Kutya, a ceremonial dish of wheat porridge mixed with honey. Kutya has its roots in ancient Slavic rituals, where it was used to honor ancestors and to wish for the continuation of life. According to Orthodox Christian tradition, it is the dish that opens the Christmas meal, carrying deep spiritual meaning. Kutya symbolizes life, ancestral memory, and the belief that life does not end in winter. In the harsh cold, this simple dish reminds people of those who have passed and what continues. The meaning of Kutya lies in its deep spiritual significance. For Russians, the Christmas meal brings people closer together during winter. Families sit together, remembering those who are gone and those who remain. No one is forgotten at the table, and memory is preserved alongside life. In Mexico, Christmas often has a strong sense of community, and tamales are a traditional dish rarely made alone. One person wraps, one steams, one waits. Families and neighbors often join in, long before the holiday night. Tamales date back to pre-Columbian civilizations, when indigenous peoples wrapped corn dough with fillings and cooked it in leaves. Across generations, tamales became a festive dish, especially popular during the Christmas season. The meaning of tamales is not in eating, but in making them together. For many people, Christmas begins the moment everyone gathers around the kitchen table. For many Mexican families, Christmas starts before the food reaches the table. They prepare together, wait together, and eat together. No one stands outside the process, and connection is built through the hours of preparation. In Canada, winter leads people to think more about warmth and shelter. Tourtière, a traditional meat pie, developed as a way to keep an entire meal enclosed in a crust. Tourtière originated in Quebec, developing during harsh winters when people needed a meal that was filling and could be kept easily. This meat pie gradually became a traditional dish in Christmas meals. Cutting into a hot pie on Christmas night brings a sense of comfort, as if the winter outside feels less severe. The meaning of tourtière lies in the feeling of fullness amid the cold. For Canadians, this dish reminds them that in the depth of winter, a warm meal can make the outside world feel lighter. In Australia, Christmas takes place during summer. No snow, no fireplace. Because of the warm climate, the tradition of eating seafood at Christmas gradually formed, with dishes that are light, fresh, and easy to share. Seafood is often enjoyed in outdoor meals, under the summer sun. People still gather and share a meal, only the setting is different. The meaning here is that Christmas does not need winter to be Christmas. For Australians, Christmas reminds them that snow is not required for the holiday, only a table with the people they love. In Switzerland, Christmas comes in the middle of a cold winter. Snow covers the view outside the window. The air is cold, but inside the home it is always warm. Christmas meals are usually not elaborate. A pot of cheese fondue sits in the center of the table. People gather around, dipping bread together, waiting together, talking together. Fondue originated in the Alpine regions, where people used aged cheese and bread during cold winters. Over time, fondue became a symbol of sharing, as everyone eats together from the same pot. Fondue is not a meal meant to be eaten quickly. It requires people to stay seated together, to eat slowly, to talk slowly, and to stay together longer. What makes it special is this: Christmas does not revolve around a large main dish, but around sharing the same pot. For the Swiss, Christmas is a reminder that warmth does not come from the weather, but from the fact that no one eats alone. In Iceland, Christmas takes place during a very long winter. Darkness comes early. Cold winds, snow, and ice cover everything. At the traditional Christmas table, smoked lamb is a familiar dish. Prepared weeks in advance, smoked with local wood, and saved for the holiday. This dish is more than just food. It is tied to the survival memories of the Icelandic people, when food had to be preserved through harsh winters. Lamb was smoked so it could be consumed throughout the long, cold winter when food resources were extremely limited. For this reason, the dish is not merely food. It is tied to memories of survival among the Icelandic people, and gradually became a traditional dish served on important occasions, especially Christmas. Families gather around a simple dining table, not loud, but warm and close. What feels almost magical here is this: Christmas does not need abundance, only enough for everyone to sit together. For Icelanders, Christmas is a reminder that getting through winter is easier when family is by your side. Around the world, there are many other remarkable traditional Christmas meals, each with its own story and character. If on Christmas night your family eats one of these dishes or something completely different, feel free to share the name of the meal and the story behind it in the comments. And I'd guess those meals are not only meaningful, but also absolutely delicious.